ahead and do our vowels. All right, so when we do our vowels and our high frequency words and our spelling words, all you're going to do is keep yourself muted, but then you can repeat after me, okay? Because I give you a chance, a few seconds to say the word after, okay? All right. So here's our vowels. A, E, I, O, and U. All right, and so now we're going to do our high frequency words. Anything, change, children, gone, notice, now, page, since, woman. And then now we're going to do our spelling words. Here's our spelling words. Caught, face, goal, gym, nice, page, plug, crash, gone, brag. All right, we did a really good job on those. Go ahead and stop presenting. All right, so now what we're going to be doing is we're doing something a little bit different. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be blending syllables. But the way we're going to do it is Miss Fullington's going to give you a full sentence, and then you need to tell me which word that you're blending together. Are you ready? Because it's going to sound kind of funny. All right. It says, I took a knitting class during summer camp. So which word do I need to blend? What's the word? Bella, right?
Ging. Ing.
Knitting. Yeah. So whenever Miss Fullington claps, that's the word that's going to give you the signal to blend. You ready? So here's the next one. Good job, Bella Bright. All right. John wore a tuxedo to the wedding. What's the word that you need to blend? Y'all go ahead and say it out loud. It is tuxedo. Good job. All right, here's the next one. We saw the fireworks on the 4th of July. What's the word I need to blend?
Fireworks.
Fireworks. Good job. All right, here's the next one. The clown rode a unicycle across the stage.
Unicycle.
Unicycle. Good job. All right, here's the next one. Liz uses a thimble when she sews. What's the word?
Thimble.
Thimble. Good job. All right, here's the next one. This is the last one. It says, I like the zigzag pattern on your bag.
Zigzag.
Good job. That is good. All right, so we are still practicing the prefix dis, right?
Yeah.
So dis means not. So it says, I'm going to say a word and you say the syllables holding your fingers. So now we're counting with our fingers. So you might want to have your camera on, Jorge. You need to have it on at all times. So that way you can participate with us, okay? So it says, you're going to say the syllables and hold up fingers to count each one. I will do the first one. It says, dismiss. So let's count. Dismiss. How many syllables are there?
Two.
So So the syllables are dismiss, and there are 2 syllables in dismiss. Good job. So now you're going to try it. So let's listen. Connect. How many syllables?
2.
2. Good job. All right, here's the next one. Disconnect.
3.
3. Good job. It is 3. All right, here's the next one. Color.
1.
Ooh, let's try that one again.
2. 2.
2. So some of y'all are counting as color, but you're not pronouncing it color. All right, here's the next one. Discolor.
2.
3. I heard 3. It is 3.
3.
All right, here's the next one. Grace.
Great. 1.
1. Yep, guys, if you need to clap it out, you can clap it out. So when we say grace, let's see. Grace, that's 1. All right, here's the next one. Graceful.
Graceful. 2.
Yes, make sure, guys, once you answer that you put yourself on mute because I hear an echo. I think someone forgot to turn off their mic. Maddox, I think you're, there you go. Awesome. All right, here's the next one. Disgraceful.
3.
It's 3. All right, here's the next one. Let's see if we can get this one. Disgracefully. 4. Good job. So the way you're doing is disgracefully. Good job. All right, you did good. All right, go ahead and mute yourself. Thank you. All right, so we have some power words, but I looked at some of these power words, and there are 3 of them. The first 3 we have already done, but the next few that are along with it are brand new. So those ones that are brand new, what does that mean? We have a what?
New story.
A new story. And this story is really cute, and we're taking the quiz on this one. So you want to pay attention to this story. It's called Cloudette. And so let me first get our power words on our screen. Here it is. All right, give me a thumbs up if you can see the 3 apples. Give it just a second to process it through. Since we're at 2 different locations, it may take longer for others. So Mackenzie, remember how we have to do that trick again? Or if it's giving you problems, sweetie, you may want to sit with a neighbor, okay? All right, so here's the first one. Everybody repeat after me. Average. So average is an adjective. So something that is average is normal or usual. So it says the apple in the middle is average in size. It is not big or small. So we're taking a look at that middle picture. This is average. All right. Our next one, everybody has done this one. Remember the giraffe? Everybody say advantages. So advantages is a noun. Advantages are things that help put you ahead. So it says being tall has its advantages for giraffes. Right? So giraffes have an advantage to get the leaves from the taller trees because of their long neck, right? And how tall they are. All right. Everybody say front. So front is a noun. A cold front is where cold air meets warm air. And the cold front made the weather quite pleasant. We know when a cold front happens, it creates a storm. So sometimes you gotta be careful with that cold front and hot air front. when they hit, sometimes they get like a tornado or a thunderstorm. So you got to be careful with those. And we usually get those probably in April is when it from spring to summer. And you have those two, the cold air and hot air touch each other and they form that storm. So the next one is impressed. Everybody say impressed. So impressed, as you can see here, is a verb. And it says here, if you are impressed, you like something a lot. It says the guitar player impressed the audience. And you can tell how she impressed the audience because they're either clapping with her or they're clapping because she just finished in her picture. All right. The next one is gusts. So you can tell by the picture that a gust of wind blew her umbrella, right? So it's a noun. Gusts are short, strong rushes of wind. So the gusts of wind kept blowing my umbrella. It says strong gusts of wind can bend trees and cause damage. So in tornadoes or hurricanes or tsunamis, they always have gusts of wind or blizzards. Blizzards are really strong snowstorms that have strong winds, right? All right. Everybody say flash. This is a really cool picture. So flash is a noun. A flash is a sudden burst of light. So it says here, the sudden flash of lightning lit up my sky. How many of you, raise your hand, have seen in the middle of the night when you're sleeping and you see a flash of light and it's like lightning outside from a rainstorm? Yeah, and it lights up your whole room because it's so dark, right? Mm-hmm.
Miss Farmington.
Yes.
One time yesterday morning when I was plugging the iron in, and then whenever I tried to plug it in, it didn't work. And then I pushed it in one more time and took it out. I saw blue lightning.
Yeah, you got to be careful. That means there's a short in your electrical socket. You want to be careful. That's why we always ask an adult to plug it in when that
Miss
happens,
Warrington.
because that can really cause some damage to you. Yes,
Miss
Jorge?
Warrington. It's kind of like making a hole. Kind of
Kind of
looks like
making
it's
like a what?
It kind of looks like it's making a hole.
Ah. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Good job, guys. The connections. All right, our next one, everybody say supplies. So this person looks like they are ready for a storm. You can tell that they're preparing for a storm. It could be either a blizzard or it could be a thunderstorm. It says here, supplies is a noun. Supplies are things that people need to be ready for something. So when we had a large supplies of candles, flashlights, and water in case the electricity went out. It says also in school, you need pens, pencils, and paper are supplies you need for writing in reading class, right? Those are supplies. All right, our last one is layer. Everybody say layer. So layer, as you can tell, is a noun. If you have on more than one layer of clothing, you are wearing several things on top of one another to keep warm. It says, I wore more than one layer of clothing to keep warm. It says, I am putting on another layer of clothing. So Miss Fullington has her t-shirt and then she has her jacket. So I have two layers of clothing because it's either because I'm cold or I just need to cover up. Sometimes when you're doing a blanket, that's another layer, right? Or if you have a sweatshirt on, that is another layer of clothing. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and look at our anchor chart, so our skill for today. And we've done this skill already, so we're going to touch up on it. So it's a review. So today, oh, this is the wrong thing. Let me see here. Here it is. So today we are making connections. And we've done this already in our power words because Clinton has kind of already done that for us because he used his personal experience with the flash of light when he plugged in the plug into the electrical socket and it flashed a blue light. So you related to that lightning because that was your personal experience. And so we are going to be doing that today in our story Cloudette. So let's take a look at the poster. It says, make connections. When you read, find ways that the text is like things in your own life and other texts you have read. It all starts here. So text to self. This reminds me of when and Clinton, you did that very first one. You've already practiced that. That's what good readers do. They make connections when they read books. And you're like, oh, I've done this before. Or you've read a book about fall leaves and you make a connection with fall leaves because you've seen the colors of those leaves fall from the leaves. And then during the fall time, you see them all over the ground. And so you make a connection with your own personal experience. Now you can make a text-to-text connection, which means a book to another book. So this is how you would start that sentence. This is like another book I've read. So Cloudette, our book, I know that I can relate Cloudette to the books that we've already read. Like yesterday, we read the book about snowflakes. So maybe that Cloudette is probably about snowflakes. I don't know, but we shall see. But we know that both of those books are related to one another because it's about weather. And so that's a text-to-text making connections. Now you can do text to world, so book to the world. So this is like something that happened in my community. So yesterday we talked about the snowflake book, right? Like the story of snow. We can make a connection with story of snow to what happened to Ferris when it snowed. How many of y'all got to see the snow in Ferris? Yeah, so you can make a text to world connection because your community got snow too, and you got to see those fat snowflakes, right? So you can make a connection with that. And the sentence you can start with is, this is like something that happened in my community when it snowed in January, right? And so you can make that connection like that. So that's how you can make Miss Fullington cannot talk at all today. So that's how you can make connections in 3 different ways. So text to self, so book to self, your own personal experience. Text to text, which is book to book. And then you can make a text to the world. So text to your community of where you live, like your neighborhood, or it could be the city that you live in. So like Miss Fullington lives in Ennis, and I can make a connection to yesterday's snow, the story of snow, because it snowed a ton in Ennis. It snowed all day. So I got to see people do snowball fights in the middle of downtown. I got to see people make snowmans. I got to see dogs at the doggy park play with the snow for the very first time because they've never experienced that before. So it was fun to see all that while walking around Ennis. So Miss Fullington can make a connection from yesterday's story with that.
And I played here in Ennis. It was snowing and we played a lot.
You did. I know. We got a lot of snow in Ennis. It was pretty fun.
We made snowman.
Yeah. Oh, your snowman? Yeah. So we didn't get to make a snowman because we live like close to streets. So we don't have a lot of grass around us, but we had to walk all the way to the doggy park if we wanted to play in the snow. All right. So let's go ahead and read our story, and it's called Cloudette. It's really cute. Let me go ahead and share that with you. And also, guys, if you want to follow along, you can take out your umbrella book. Your umbrella book, you can take that out and follow along and track and read with your pencil or an eraser. Remember, that's going to keep us engaged, which means if you are tired, then this is probably going to help you stay awake because you need to keep track of what you're reading. If you don't have a book, you can still look on the screen, okay? So the page that you want to be on is page 130, 130. 130. So it's the story that looks just like this. It's about a cute little cloud. 130. That's perfect, Clinton. That's where we're supposed to be. So if you're having trouble finding it, go ahead and quietly raise your hand and a neighbor will come help you, or Mrs. Garcia can come help you. Good job, Mackenzie. That's where we need to be. Good job, Emery. Isabella Wigington, do you have your book open? You need to have your book open so you can keep track and reading, okay? So it's a cute little story. And go ahead and give me a peace sign saying, I'm okay and I got the story open. I'm okay and I got the story open. That's going to give Miss Willington a silent signal that you're ready to move on. Maddox, make sure your camera's on. And keep it on, please. All right. You're close, Isabella Wigington. Look at your page numbers. It's 130. You're very close. Yes, Maddox?
Is this it?
Nope, that's not it. It's the one with the umbrella and the rain cloud.
All right, guys, volume down, please. Volume down.
Miss Fullington?
Christopher?
I don't know where it is.
That's okay. You have the screen to help you in the big screen, okay? All right. So if you have extra books in your desk, like the Fox one, you need to go ahead and take those home, guys, so that you're not confused on which book to pull out. Okay, so if you have a Fox one like Maddox, you need to go ahead and put that in your backpack after the reading lesson, okay? So that way you can just pull out the first book you see and you'll be always right. Isabella Bright, did you have a question?
Can I go to the restroom?
Yes, you may, sweetie. You can do that. All right, Isabella Wigington, did you have a question? Isabella Wigington, did you have a question?
I'm going to ask the teacher first.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to ask the sub.
Okay, that's fine, sweetie. You can mute yourself. Good job. All right. Omar, did you have a question? I see that you have your hand raised too.
No.
Okay. All right. Is everybody ready? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Gotta make sure everybody's ready. Mackenzie, that's your finger. You need your thumb.
Miss Fullington,
Maddox, yes?
do I put my book in my backpack?
After reading lesson. After the reading lesson, okay?
Okay.
Not right now.
Find him. Find him.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start. Let me go ahead and present my screen so that you're able to follow along if you don't have a book. All right, so we are going to prepare to read. Okay, so we're on page 130 actually right now, so we're going to go ahead and listen. Yes, Maddox?
I can't see.
So do you see the big screen?
Yes.
Miss Garcia has it already pulled up. So if you can't see on your iPad, you've got another alternative location to see the book.
I can see it.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to prepare to read. So let's go ahead and listen.
Prepare to read. Cloudette, genre study. Fantasies are stories with made-up events that could not really happen. As you read Cloudette, look for characters that are not found in real life, a lesson the main character learns, problems and solutions, set a purpose. As you read, make connections by finding ways that this text is like things in your life and other texts you have read. This will help you understand and remember the text. Power words: average, advantages, front, impressed.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and listen to who the author is and why he wrote the story, because it may be an inspiration of how he made Cloudette. So let's listen.
Tom Lichtenheld loves to make kids laugh. He has always liked to write and draw. Some of his first memories are of drawing ships and trains on a chalkboard. His nephew once asked him to draw a pirate. Mr. Lichtenheld drew 20 pictures of silly pirates and wrote stories to go with them too. Those became his very first book. When he doesn't know what to write about, he thinks of kids he knows. He asks himself what might make them laugh, and then writes and draws about it. Cloudette by Tom Lichtenheld.
All right, guys, so we should be on page 132 in your book. And we're about to begin reading Cloudette, okay?
Cloudette was a cloud, a very small cloud. Usually, Cloudette didn't mind being smaller than the average cloud. Cloudette, average cloud. In fact, being small had lots of advantages. Everyone called her cute little names. Hi, Pipsqueak. Hey, Shortcake. Morning, Small Fry. She had lots of little friends. Hey guys, what's up? Us? That's nutty. No matter how crowded it was, she could always find a good spot to watch fireworks.
So my question for you is, why does Cloudette have lots of little friends? Maddox?
What?
Why does Cloudette have lots of little friends?
Because he's a small cloud.
Yeah, good job.
She could sneak through tight spaces. Excuse me. Hide in small places. I can't find her anywhere. Me either. And she even had a special little space that always made her feel cozy at night.
So I want to make a connection. It says Cloudette has many advantages because she is tiny. It says I have friends who is small. Like Cloudette, she has advantages. She always has plenty of room for her legs. When she rides in the back seat of a car or in an airplane, when she sits on the couch in my home, there is always room for more people. There are advantages to being small in size. Miss Fullington can relate to that because I'm short.
But once in a while, all the other clouds would run off to do something big and important. Come on, Cloudette. Join our cold front. We're gonna make a huge storm. Yeah, we're gonna water some crops and make some mighty rivers flow. No thanks. I'll just watch from here.
So what are things that the other bigger clouds do that Cloudette can't do? Clinton?
Make thunder and rain hard.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
Make thunder and rain hard.
That's absolutely right. What else can the big clouds do that Cloudette can't do very much of? Mackenzie?
Make lightning.
Well, not make lightning, but just like Clinton said, huge storms. But they also can water some crops because of how big they are. They can hold more water, or they can make mighty rivers flow. And Cloudette can't do that because she's so small. She can't hold that much water like everybody else can, right? How do you think Cloudette feels right now? How do you think Cloudette feels at this moment right now? Emery?
Sad.
Yeah, she's possibly sad because she can't do those important things like her friends can. Yeah, so we are reading characters' emotions in this at this time. So we should be on page 136 if you're not there.
Cloudette could see them in the distance, doing all sorts of important cloud things. This made her want to do big and important things too. She wanted to make a garden grow. She wanted to make a brook babble. She wanted to make a waterfall fall. And she thought nothing would be more fun than giving some kids a day off from school.
So it says here, reading that Cloudette wants to do big and important things makes me think of Freddie and Freddie the Frogcaster. Remember that story where he wanted to be the weatherman? So Freddie was also little. He wanted to help the town by creating an accurate weather forecast, which was a big job, wasn't it? He got a chance to prove his skills during the picnic. I wonder if Cloudette will get her chance. I'm going to keep reading to find out.
One night, Cloudette lay awake wondering what she could do that was big and important. She thought maybe she could work for the fire department. Sorry, we just got a brand new pumper truck. Or maybe they needed some help down at the garden center. Sorry, these plants take tons of water. But nobody seemed to need her. Sorry, it's all done by machines.
So I think this is a very important question. It says, think of a time when someone thought you were too young or too small to help out. How does that help you understand how Cloudette feels? Omar?
Sad.
So when was a time someone thought that you were too young or too small to help out?
Miss Wellington.
Hold on a minute. Letting Omar answer. So go ahead and mute yourself. So Omar, has there been a time when your parents said, "Oh, I think you're too young to do that"?
Yeah.
So tell me a time when that happened.
Like 2 times or
When you climbed the what?
3 times.
Ah. So it says here, sometimes, so like when Miss Hollington was little, Isabella Wakington, make sure you're on mute. You accidentally pushed the unmute button. So when Miss Wellington was little, we went to an amusement park like SeaWorld, and I wanted to go on a water ride, but I was too small to go on the water ride, and then I had to skip out on it, and everybody else got to do it except for me. So I can relate to Cloudette because she probably wants to do bigger things like the fire department and water the plants, but she doesn't have enough water to do that.
I can relate to you because I'm small too.
And tell me a time, Leah, when you were too small or too young when somebody said that.
I was too little to go on a slide in the water park. It was in the water park or the water slides, and then everybody else got to go.
Yeah, that's another one. That's a really good one. Yeah, like Hurricane Harbor has those big slides and you can't go on them because you're too small. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, let's go. Oh, Jorge?
When I was little, we went to the water park, and they said I couldn't went inside the pool in the water park.
That happens. Yeah, that's right. That too. Yeah, so you'll have to. So they had the wave pool, and the waves are too big for you. Yeah, so you have to be very careful. They have those rules for a purpose to keep us safe, but then it takes the fun out if we can't join them, right?
Miss Wellington.
Yes, Isabella.
So my mom and my aunt, they were on this ride. This ride, and I really wanted to go, but it went up and down, and I was like, it's too little for a little kid. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, and sometimes you're like, oh man, I wish I could go. Yeah, because you feel left out, and it doesn't feel very good, does it? No. Yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. These were good.
Miss Wellington. You're muted.
Yes, Maddox? I was muted.
I've never been too young or too small to go on anything, but my friend was been too small and too young to be on a lot of stuff. I mean, just too small.
Yeah. That sometimes happens to other people. All right. Let's go ahead and keep reading. Go ahead and thank you, Maddox. All right. So we're going to go ahead. So we should be on page 140 if you're not there yet. Page 140.
Cloudette was feeling blue. The next day, there was a big storm in Claudette's neighborhood. The sky got dark. The rain came down like cats and dogs, and the wind blew harder than she'd ever seen wind blow before. When the storm finally stopped, Claudette realized she had been blown far from her neighborhood. She didn't know anyone here. Hello. Hi. Howdy. How you doing? And they didn't seem eager to get to know her. But pretty soon she was making new friends and seeing things she'd never seen before. Welcome to our neck of the woods, small fry. What a cute little cumulus. Have you seen our new pal? Barely. Then she heard something she'd never heard before. Ribbit!
So guys, here's where you need your pencil or a highlighter or something for your book. It says here, I want you to circle the sound of what Cloudette hears. find the sound that she hears. There was a certain particular sound that she heard. Go ahead and circle that word. And somebody raised their hand who knows what that word is to kind of help each other. Isabella Wigington, what was that sound that Cloudette heard?
Can you say the sound again?
You want me to have the page reread it again so you can hear it? Okay. Yeah, that's perfect.
But pretty soon she was making new friends and seeing things she'd never seen before. Welcome to our neck of the woods, small fry. What a cute little cumulus. Have you seen our new pal? Barely. Then she heard something she'd never heard before. Ribbit!
So what was that sound, Isabella Wigington? What is it? Do you remember did you hear the animal sound that the narrator read? That's on page 143. 143. Did you find it's at the very bottom of the page on 143. Omar, don't unmute yourself. Give her a chance to find it. If a neighbor can help her find. I'm sorry, Cindy?
Frog. A frog or a bear.
So what does a frog make?
Ribbit.
Ribbit. So you should be circling, guys, the word ribbit because that is the sound that she heard. Thank you, Isabella. Good job.
I saw a bear, so I didn't know if it was the bear, so I said bear.
That's okay.
Ribbit.
That's okay. You're using your pictures to help you, and that's what's important.
Yeah, that's why I asked what page are we at.
Yeah, good job. All right, we're going to continue reading. Go ahead and mute yourself, sweetie.
She looked down at what was supposed to be a pond, but was really just a puddle of mud. What happened to your pond, Froggy? It dried up, and now it's more like a puddle than a pond. This gave Cloudette an idea. More like a brainstorm, actually. She held her breath until she started to puff up all over. Then she turned a nice blue-gray color. She kept growing until it looked like she was ready to burst. She shook her behind until it made a little rumbling sound. Not quite what you'd call thunder, but enough to let people know they might want to grab an umbrella. Then she did what she wanted to do for ages. She let it pour.
So this is a visual on page 146. It says, what do you notice about the words on the page? What are the words doing on the page on page 146?
Miss Wellington.
Yes.
Do we have art and PE today?
Let me check our schedule.
Stay on chat.
Let's see. Today's Tuesday, art PE.
And the other class got music.
I'm not sure what they may have to ask Mrs. Leal that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you notice about the words on the page on 146? What are they doing? Clinton?
They're hopping in the rain.
They're what, sweetie?
Let it pour.
They're falling? Is that what you said?
She started to make rain.
She started to make rain, but you notice the words, she let it pour. What's happening to those words?
Can you hold up on the meat? One of our dogs got loose.
Okay, that's fine, baby.
Okay.
So Clinton, you want to repeat yourself again? I'm sorry, sweetie. She let it rain. Yeah, so if you see the words, aren't the words falling too with the rain? So it's a visual picture of the words. Yes, Isabella Wigington? Yes, Bella?
The reason why she turned into a gray cloud and rain because the poor frog and all the frogs were hiding in the ground except for that one frog was sitting in the dry.
That's a good detail that you found. Yeah, so you already knew what she was doing, right?
So now she cares about the frog, so she poured some water in there.
Yeah,
Right.
good job.
Rain, thank you.
Yeah, good job, Isabella. So let's keep reading to see if Isabella's correct, because I think she's right just by the picture. So she was investigating. So that's what readers do. They use their text features, and that's pictures.
Cloudette rained on that little puddle until it grew into a big puddle. And she kept on raining until that big puddle grew into a perfect pond. As soon as she stopped, frogs of every stripe and spot came jumping into the pond. They all let out a big thank you in unison. Ribbit! Cloudette was exhausted, but happy. Thank you in frog. Nice work, Cloudy. Yeah, way to water. Prodigious precipitation, Pipsqueak. That was some righteous rain. We knew you had it in you. Even the higher-ups were impressed, which got her thinking. I'll bet there are other big and important things a little cloud can do. And off she went.
All right, guys, you may close your book and put it away in your desk. And Miss Fullington's going to go ahead and show you in just a few seconds, because I'm going to let you put up your book first on what we're going to do in Seesaw, okay?
I like your jacket, Miss Wellington.
Oh, thank you. It's keeping me warm because sometimes my apartment gets cold.
It looks so cozy.
It is. All right. So I just pulled up our Seesaw.
My mom.
So does everybody see our Seesaw account? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a peace sign if you can see our Seesaw account. Awesome. All right, so in Seesaw, it's pretty easy. So today we are doing the prefix dis. Remember, prefix dis means not, right? So it says read the instructions and complete the assignment. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add a response. So it says prefix dis. A prefix is a syllable or word part added to the beginning of the word to change its meaning. The prefix dis adds the meaning not or the opposite. The word dislike has the prefix dis, which means not like, right? So the triangles are instructions. It says read the sentences. Add the prefix dis to the base word in dark print. So this is what they're talking about, is a dark print that sticks out the most to complete the sentence. So it says here, Miss Sands trusts the old horse with kids. So we have to change that trust word because it's our dark word with the word dis in front of it. So what would be our new sentence? What would be our new word if we build that word with the word dis? Do you know?
Distrust.
Distrust. Is that what you said, Clinton? Yeah, you're exactly right. So for Miss Fullington to build that word, I'm going to put dis first because that's what you're supposed to put. But then I'm going to add this dark word with it, distrust. So that's our new word that we built together with the prefix dis. And I'm going to add it to this sentence. And then I'm going to reread it to make sure it makes sense. So it says, she distrusts the young wild horse, which is absolutely correct. Good job, guys. Good job. All right. So you have five other sentences to correct or to build, just like Miss Fullington did hers with the word dis in front of it. Once you're done, you're going to press this green check mark. Make sure, guys, that you do your very best because this is the one that we're going to put in the grade book today, okay? So we want to make sure we do our best efforts on this one, okay? Now, if I see that you didn't do it right, I'm going to circle the number that you need to correct in a different color on your Seesaw page, and then you're going to go back and correct it, okay? So once you're finished, you're going to go ahead and do your cursive writing. If you haven't done that, you're only doing one letter, right? And then you're going to go into your reading stations, okay? So does anybody have any questions for me about the Seesaw assignment? Landon? Oh, she logged out. So Omar, why don't you go ahead and ask yours, sweetie, because I saw your hand second.
When we are going to the group.
When are you going to groups? After you do your reading assignment in Seesaw, okay?
No.
And after you do your cursive writing.
No.
Are you talking about with me?
Yeah.
That would be today. That's what I was just getting to. So it would be our, I believe our blue group. Was it our blue group that needed to meet with me today?
Yes.
Or was it our yellow group? It was yellow, I think.
That's the Miss Leo's group.
That's other class.
Or is it our pink group? I'm sorry. It may be our pink group. Who's in our pink group?
Miss, but you never did ours.
Yep, that's tomorrow. So
It
that
was
would be
like-
Rolando. It would be Landon. It will be, who else is on your group? Oh, is it Omar that's in our group?
Aaliyah.
Oh, and Aaliyah just logged off. So she's at home.
Rolando
So,
and Aaliyah.
so Rolando, who else would he?
Clinton.
Oh, Rolando, Clinton, Aaliyah, and then Landon, because Landon was in the pink group in her last class. So you'll stay on with me for just a second because we're going to review. And then everybody else can log out to go into Seesaw, okay?
Miss Fullington.
Yes, Maddox?
I still don't have that calendar thing.
That's okay. We're just going to, I don't know why it's not letting you in automatically. So we're just going to go ahead and have Miss Fullington admit you in, okay?
It's
So
probably
Clinton,
because I'm not in Fast ISD.
maybe that's right. Maybe that's why.
I'll create my own account. Stay on the meet and create another account.
Oh, so that's probably what it is. So you probably need your school email on here in order for you to log in automatically. All right, so I need Clinton. Rolando just logged off. He needs to log back in. And I also need Landon on here.
Miss Wellington.
Yes, Clinton.
Rolando asked if we could work as partners.
Okay, so he needs to come to the small group, okay? There he is.
What's
Rolando
my
asked if
email?
So Maddox, I'm going to have to send that to Miss Garcia later, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and start your reading.
Miss Wellington,
Yes, Isabella Wigington?
this question's for you.
Yes, what's your question?
Oh, my mama cut her hair short.
Oh, she did.
She can't even put it in a ponytail.
It was probably easier for her to cut
We could
her.
put them in ponytails and make a mohawk like that, but because it's short.
Yeah.
His head bald.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he still has a little bit of hair.
Yeah. So she still can fix it with like cute headbands and bows. All right, Isabella, go ahead and do your work, okay? All right, Melanie, do you have any questions for me, sweetie?
What?
Do you have any questions, sweetie?
No.
All right, sweetie, you may log out and get your social studies and reading done for me, okay?
Okay.
All right, you have a good day, sweetie. We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right, guys, hang tight with me here. And let me go ahead and get your activity up that I need you to do for me. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I guess it's not. Let's see. There we are. All right, let's see here.
You're muted.
I'm not muted. I'm okay. Can you hear me now? Should be good. Let's see.
I can hear you, Miss Wellington.
You can't hear Mrs. Fullington?
I can now. I can hear you.
Okay, let me go ahead
No, we can't.
I'm going to go ahead and let me see. Can you hear me now?
Miss Wellington? Yes.
Okay. Clinton, your screen is really weird. Did you get it on a different picture? Because it split your picture into 3 different pictures on your screen. There we go. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? All right, Isabella Wigington, did you have a question?
Yes.
What's the question?
Why did you send my
Because there is a question that's wrong on there. Okay. Okay, Jorge, are you
Go put it in your backpack, please.
is that Rolando on Jorge's iPad?
I don't have a question.
Okay, so Rolando logged off. Is he sitting with Clinton? Okay, I see him. All right, Jorge, you need to log off because you accidentally logged back in.
Which one's wrong?
Go back to class and don't swipe the lockers.
What were your which ones are your answers? What answers did you put on your social studies?
I put true and government.
Is it government that you put?
I mean mayor.
Okay, so you need to take a look at that first slide. So it's the last question.
So it's not true.
No, look at your last question.
That says mayor.
Yes, that says mayor. We didn't learn about the mayor today. So look at your first slide. Your first page.
Government.
Mm-hmm.
Oopsie, I just now caught my mistake.
There you go.
I'm gonna
That's
have
all.
to circle it.
Okay.
It's done.
No, sir.
All right. So guys,
What do you have pictures?
Miss Fullington.
yes.
Can we look with cardinals on this?
Not on this one. You can do this one on your own, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm looking for there's Rolando.
Cursive. Little cursive.
And then I also need Landon. There you
Yes.
are.
You submitted? Okay, cursive.
Okay. So Isabella Wigington, you need to log off, and Maddox, you need to go ahead and log off because we're doing small group, okay? And then Harlow, where is your iPad?
Harlow's not in that group. Bye, Miss Fullington.
Bye, Maddox. All right, so you have your iPad, okay? Harlow, are you in your spot that you're supposed to be in, your desk?
Well, it's my iPad's charging.
Your iPad is charging, but are you able to get on and work on it at the same time? Okay, then you need to do that, okay?
I am. Yes.
Okay. Oh, you're charging right beside Landon. I gotcha. I know where you're at now. You're on my back counter. I was confused. Okay, gotcha. All right, Maddox and Isabella, I'm not going to tell you again. You need to log off and start your reading.
Okay. Well,
So log out, please, because I'm needing to get with these kids so they can start their reading. All right, guys. So in Seesaw, let me go ahead and share that with you.
I need to take pictures of monster.
All right, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you can see our Seesaw page, guys. All right. And Landon, can you see our Seesaw page? All right, so right here, what I need you to do, we're making connections with reading. You're going to tell me about a book that you've read, right? So you're going to add a response. So I'm going to pretend that I'm Clinton for just a second. So Clinton's what's going to do is going to circle one of these three. So it's text to self. Remember, text to self is when you read a book and you relate it to yourself, right? So Clinton, that was a perfect example that you could add to your journal here about your experience with the iron this morning. So you can circle this one. So you're going to circle that one if you're going to do that one. If you're going to do this one right here, you are relating a book to another book, right? So some other book that you've read and a book that you've read recently, you can relate them to. Remember those two books, stories that we read, yesterday's story and then Cloudette, you can relate those two stories and you're going to circle that middle one. Now, if you're going to do this one, text to world, remember Miss Fullington said that she did the story of, so boys, Rolando and Clinton, make sure that you're paying attention because you're being recorded. Okay. So on this one, you're going to do text to world. So remember, you were in Ferris and you got to experience the snow, Landon. I saw some pictures of you in the snow. So you can do this one to the book, The Story of Snow, right? Because you've played in the snow before and you've seen snowflakes. So that's something that you could do to this one, is your community. So at the bottom, it says, once you pick one of these, It says, when I read the book blank, so you're going to tell me the title of the book that you're relating to. I made a connection when, and you're going to finish that sentence for me, okay? So when you're done, you're going to press the green check mark. So it's just a journal entry, basically. So we're practicing making connections, okay, guys? So once you're done with that, press the green check mark and you can do the prefix disc paper on reading, okay? All right, Clinton, you have a question. What was your question, sweetie? Go ahead and unmute yourself, sweetie.
Could we use this book?
You can use that book to go ahead and help you with stories. Yeah. Whatever stories that we've read, you can use your book. All right, guys, if you don't have any more questions, you can log out and complete this activity for me, okay? All right, bye, guys.